Do you think the numbers and the recovery has been much faster than you first anticipated at the beginning of the year?
Yes, we anticipate the travel industry in the long run will capitalize on the growth of the economy. And also Chinese people are very interested in travel around the world. So we're very excited for the future growth in the travel industry.
So in terms of what can be expected in the coming quarters, how will recovery be? What kind of pickup can we expect, especially for the domestic travel market?
Domestic travel market is growing very well as the COVID is behind us. We have seen enthusiastic travelers travel around the world. And also the visa restrictions for a lot of countries are being lifted, particularly for Asia. And GCC countries, Australia, New Zealand, these countries are doing very well. Secondly, also there are lots of air capacity being added into this area. So we saw a strong pickup for outbound travel as well. Hopefully going into the summer, we'll be able to further relaxation of the visa restrictions and further addition to the flight capacity, which will enable us to bring Chinese travelers to the rest of the world.
So Jane, a lot of optimism when it comes to outbound travel. The question really is when outbound travel among the Chinese will get to pre-COVID levels, because expectations are not this year.
I think based on our data, the industry recovered to about 70% already. By the end of this year, the conservative estimate is that the capacity will be recovered to 80%. However, for our team, we'll be able to recover fully to pre-COVID level because our customers focus on quality and they normally are willing to travel around the world ahead of the mass market.
Jane, we know that the Chinese consumers are pretty concerned about the recovery in the economy. A lot of them are saving more than they're spending. When it comes to the travel industry, do you see a segmentation, a dual segmentation perhaps in the travel sector where some people are looking for value for money while the luxury sector is also doing as well?
Yes, China is very big. We have 1.4 billion people. So you can see any kinds of consumers. The most expensive tour we sold pre-COVID cost about 200,000 USD. 80 days around the world, and we sold it very rapidly. We also have created old generation, silver hair generation. This is the first generation after the open door policy by China. Right now, they have money and they also have time, and they didn't have to travel during the peak season. So that generation now are willing to travel with a much more flexible time schedule. So that will bring our hotel partners, airline partners, local tour operators really valuable volume during the slow season. Again, the young generation also are very robust. 80% of our customers were born after the 80s. And more than 50% of our customers were born after 90s. They're very energetic.
Right.
They focus on concerts, entertainment. So there is another segment going into the experiential type of travel.
So Jane, can you put a number to it? What kind of growth are you anticipating for the different segments?
Yeah, we anticipate in aggregate growth rate double digits for the next 2 quarters. And going forward, we believe we can look at the GDP growth rate at about 5%. And normally travel industry will add 2 to 3% on top of the GDP growth. And we'll be able to outpace that number.
And Jane, of course, we have heightened tensions between the U.S. and China. Is that impacting travel at all? And is that impacting travel between the two markets?
I think during the challenging period, people-to-people exchange are very important. So China already relaxed visa restrictions for many countries, and Trip.com have seen 400% growth for inbound customers from the rest of the world. So travel serves as a bridge for the people from different background, different countries. We are very committed to our mission. While we are sending people further away, we are bringing the world closer.
So you're saying travel between the two markets is gaining momentum. Can you quantify that for us?
Yeah, the base is quite small after COVID, but we have seen very strong growth among different countries, from China to the rest of the world, and from the rest of the world into China.
Jane, of course, we're keeping a very close eye on the strong dollar and the impact on Asian currencies. Do you find that your travelers are assessing where they can get the most value given where the respective currencies are trading right now?
Sure. For countries such as Japan, the currency is quite low. So you see people from all over the world going into Japan. China right now, the currency is attractive as well. China also have a duty-free island for Hainan. So actually, this is the right time for people who are interested in exploring the histories and also the modern infrastructure to come and visit China.